Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat krupatamaham vande paramanandamadhavam. Welcome for this episode on Bhagavad Gita. We have been studying Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Samkhya Yoga. So far we have covered 40 slokas. In today's episode, we will cover another batch of 10 slokas from 41 to 50. Why one should read Bhagavad Gita? Answer is, life always bristles with problems of varying magnitude. They are incessant as waves on the sea. Self-knowledge alone, inspired by the divine grace, will give us the capacity to overcome the crisis. Such knowledge is abundantly available in Bhagavad Gita. Even the famous nuclear physicist Oppenheimer said about Bhagavad Gita like this: the Gita is the most beautiful philosophical song existing in any known tongue in this world. So that was a rich tribute paid by a nuclear scientist who has developed the first atomic bomb. With these introductory words, we move on to the 41st sloka of second chapter. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि एकेह कुरु नंदन बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनः. Vyavasaya means effort with a firm resolve. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means one-pointed determination, single-focused. Such a person is called Vyavasayatmika. The opposite is Avyavasayatmika. Lord Krishna is talking about Vyavasayatmika buddhi in this. How to develop that single-focused attention. Single-focused man is always an achiever. Whereas Avyavasayatmika buddhi, Bahusakha Hyanantascha, is multi-branched. His knowledge, his buddhi is multi-branched. So, the way of worldly people, most of the worldly people are only Bahusakha Anantascha. Profound idea is conveyed to develop unified psychic energy within oneself. Ekveha Kurunandana. Kurunandana, O Arjuna, please understand that if you want to achieve a great result, you should have a single focused attention. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. If you don't have Vyavasayatmika buddhi, you cannot achieve higher goal. The highest goal in human life is the self-realization. So in order to achieve that, you should have Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Then the way of the worldly people and their attitude is conveyed in these slokas from 42 onwards. Yam imam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha Vedavataratav partha nanyadastiti vadinaha. O Partha, the unwise people utter flowery speeches Yam imam pushpitam vacham, flowery speeches. They delight in letters of the Vedas and argue that there is nothing else. Vedavadarata Partha. Vedavadarata. They give so many arguments from the Vedas. Their emphasis is only on rituals, but they don't realize the importance of acquiring self-knowledge. Nanyadastiti vadina, there is nothing else. Means many people are engaged in karma kanda. Now in Bhagavad Gita, you should have these rituals are all only to get some pleasures in this worldly life. But if you want to get inner peace, you should transcend that and acquire spiritual knowledge. Thus, knowing yourself, that is a self-knowledge. What are all these rituals aimed at? Kamatmanaha swargapara janma karma phalaprada kriya visesha bahulam bhogaisvarya gatim prati. Bhogaisvarya gatim prati. Bhoga and Aisvarya, they are the end result of all these actions. They are full of desires. Consider human as the highest goal. They want to have Swarga, heaven, and the enjoyments of life. Actions are desire ridden. So, full of specific rituals that yield enjoyment and power. They cling to pleasure and power. So, these people cannot become yogis. They cannot understand their inner self. So, don't be like that. So, he is giving a pathway, showing a pathway to Arjuna how to develop a single focused attention to realize the inner divinity. The next sloka he says, Bhogaisvarya prasaktanam tayapahruta chetasaha vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyate. There is no fixity of mind for these people because they are always hankering after. They are always clinging to pleasure and power. Their power of discrimination is stolen away. Apahruta chetasaha. This is stolen away. They are always in karma kanda. So here we can understand this by knowing about the one saying in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Vedo avedavati. When one realizes the truth, the Vedas cease to be of any value. So it is experiencing that is required, self-realization. You have to experience the divinity in yourself. No question of reading. Scholastic abilities are of no use here. How you are looking at the world in an empathetic manner, with compassion, with friendship, with love, and also realizing that paves the way to realize the inner divinity. In the 45th sloka, he says to Arjuna to transcend these qualities. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. O Arjuna, to transcend these qualities, you should go to such a state, Nirdvandvo, Nityasatyasto, Niryoga Kshema Atmavam. The Vedas deal with these gunas. O Arjuna, transcend these gunas. Be free from pairs of opposites. Nirdvandvo, Nityasatyasto, be even balanced. Nityasatvasto, Sattva, balancing. Equanimity of mind, free from the thought of getting and keeping. Niryoga kshema atmavan. Don't be possessive. Possessive of your belongings, name and fame and all that. And be established in the self. Don't be prakriti bound. Transcend phenomenal existence. That is the beautiful idea conveyed in this 45th verse. Whatever the man, a question may arise, whatever the man wants for his earthly life can be procured, and he can live happy life. Instead, what is that one gets by transcending these three gunas? A person may question. The answer comes in the 46th sloka. Yavanardhavudapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanata. A beautiful example is also given in this. To an enlightened person who has known the self or divinity within, for such a person, all the Vedas are as useful as a tank of water when there is a flood everywhere. What is the use of a tank full of water when there is a flood around you? So when you have experienced the divinity within you, you are in the flood, you are enjoying that bliss. There is no use of, going into the ritualistic activities. Brahmajnanam leads to the absolute. This is what is being emphasized here in the 46th sloka. Without discrimination, without spiritual urge within, mere scholarship is of no use. That is conveyed in the 46th sloka, very powerful sloka. Yavanardhavudapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Then he moves on to say, your right is to work only, your right is to work only, but never to the fruits of action. Most of you might have heard this sloka several times. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbu mate sangostva karmani. Don't work always looking at the fruit that is coming out of it. At the same time, don't be attached to inaction. That is what is called anasakti yoga. Is propounding anasakti yoga in this sloka. Do your actions, but don't aim for the fruits of action. Fruits will come automatically, but when you are attached to the fruits of action, there will be deficiency in the efficiency of action, in doing your action. That's do the work, but don't appropriate results to yourself. When duty is discharged untarnished by desire, clarity comes. In addition, efficiency also increases. So this is a wonderful sloka which prompts us to address ourselves to the challenges in the work environment, not to be bogged down with the desire of fruits of action. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say about this with reference to this sloka. A boat may be floating in water, but no water shall be allowed to get into the boat. You must be in the world, but world should not enter into your heart. So, we may live in the world, but worldly desires never take possession of us. That's a wonderful exhortation given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. In the 48th sloka, योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा धनंजय सिद्ध्य सिद्धो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते. Uchyate, it is said, it is defined. Yoga is defined. How is it defined? It is said, samatvam yoga uchyate. Evenness of mind is yoga. So wonderful statement here. Evenness of. So Arjuna, O Dhananjaya, being fixed in yoga, perform action, renouncing attachments, at the same time remaining even-minded in success and failure. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. Siddhi asiddhi. You may attain success, siddhi. You may not attain it, asiddhi. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Equilibrium is to be maintained. Handle your mind properly. That is the message conveyed in this 48th sloka. So Bhagavad Gita talks about mind management, self-mastery. It is called, you have to master yourself. We master the people around us. We master, we take care of the material possessions we have, we possess. But we are unable to master ourselves. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is a book of self-mastery. In the 49th sloka, Durena hyavaram karma, buddhi yoga dhananjaya, buddhau saranam anvichha, krupana phalahetavaha. Motivated karma is far inferior. Durena hyavaram karma. He says, inferior to that performed in the equanimity of mind. Take refuge in buddhi. Buddhi. Take refuge. Wretched are they who act for selfish results. This sloka represents integration of the intellect, emotion and will. So, buddhau saranam anviksha, intellect. It has to be integrated with emotion and your willpower. So, through these slokas, a profound message is conveyed to Arjuna to subdue his mind, have an equanimity, to develop the equanimity of mind. In the 50th sloka, buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhau sukrute dushkrute tasmat yogaya yujyasya yoga karma sukausalam. He is defining efficiency in action. Skill in action is yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate in the earlier sloka he has given. And here he says, yoga karmasu kausalam. So, work done skillfully with dexterity is yoga. Yoga is efficiency in action. Endowed with wisdom, one frees oneself in this very life from vice and virtue alike. Therefore, devote yourself to yoga. Tasmad yogaya yujyasya. Therefore, you devote yourself to yoga. What is yoga? Samatvam yoga uchyate. It's a beautiful integration of ideas for the human development. That's why world over Bhagavad Gita is acclaimed as then a beautiful philosophical celestial song existing on this planet. It is applicable to a teacher, a doctor, an administrator, in any walk of life. You can become a yogi if you do with the samatva, with equanimity of mind, surrendering the fruits of action to the Almighty, and also doing your work with utmost skill. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Excel in your actions. Do it with dexterity, with skillful way. That itself is yoga. A profound idea from this is borrowed by that great institute to train the IAS probationers. So we have seen these slokas from 41 to 50 in this episode. My request to all of you is, these videos are available in the YouTube. Whenever you find time, you can listen to the videos chapter wise, sloka wise. Keep a book alongside and try to recite and try to absorb these ideas. I am giving in simple English only to inspire you to so that you make your own reading, and it will be a great revelation for you. That is the power of Bhagavad Gita. With these closing words, I take leave of you. We will meet in the next episode to take up the remaining slokas. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu.